Hey guys, I think one of probably the most difficult jobs to have is to be a attorney, specifically a defamation attorney of one of these influencers. We saw Carl Jobs and his attorney and how Carl just couldn't shut up no matter what was probably told to him. He continued to make videos over 4 years, nonstop, all basically attacking Billy Mitchell. And here we are seeing very, very similar things. So Denins has, quote, uploaded the entire content nuke minus one very, very important piece where she is essentially omitting and at the very end asking for donations because she knows that the H3 snarkers, the majority of her traffic, a large chunk of her traffic, if not 80, 90% of it at that particular time was from Reddit. So Denins has again doubled down. See, Froggen has deleted every VOD she has. Denins has doubled down. It is going to be very interesting to see because remember when we talk about aggravated damages in the Billy Mitchell versus Carl Jobs case, it's because of the stuff they did after. I'm almost certain Ethan Klein will win the original lawsuit for copyright. There's no doubt in my mind that they did copyright infringement. All of the three of these individuals infringed on Ethan's copyright. Then the answer becomes, what did they all do after? So they have very, very different takes. You got Froggen, he's deleting everything. You got Denins, who re-uploaded a thing that was cut in such a way that it doesn't, that her only fan, if you will, would be like, wow, Dennis is totally innocent. She couldn't be guilty. No, no, no. She left out the part where she basically admits guilt and asks for money. So she created an entire highlight video and forgets to upload possibly the most important part, legally speaking, where she says, throw me a donation. The part that Ethan Klein has already uploaded in his video. I guess her hope is no one sees Ethan's video and they only see her video and then they take her. So it's clear to me that she has yet to hire a lawyer. It is clear to me that Froggen has yet to hire a lawyer. A lawyer would tell Froggen not to delete stuff, and a lawyer would tell Denins not to delete things and then re-upload it in a way that it is excluding the main catch line, if you will, because Ethan has already uploaded that, and we know that Denins is guilty of copyright infringement. She herself has said that. Recently, she went on another interview, and this is why it's so difficult to represent, I assume, an influencer, talking about how it was okay to steal from Ethan because he's a big content creator, and had she stolen from a smaller content creator, she would feel worse about that. Now, when you steal from, copyright doesn't care about the size of the content creator that you're stealing from. Stealing is indeed stealing. So Denins, in a very low IQ move, has created a new, almost like an echo chamber. Whenever we talk about Carl Jobs and his Discord, it's almost like you would have to be completely out of it to think that Denins' new video was the original video, the way that it was cut. It was cut in such a way, probably the influencers, including Carl Jobs, they have to speak out, and portray this very power strength to get more donations, is what I'm assuming. Otherwise, I don't see it from a legal purpose what Denins is doing. Denins is attempting to get rid of evidence, just like Froggen has. And Froggen, the evidence has already been downloaded. Ethan Klein has plenty of time to download the videos and so on. The only people that you're fooling is their echo chamber. And we saw with Carl Jobs' Discord channel, they're incredibly unreasonable individuals who live in a bubble. You have one of them, Erzcat, attacking a judge, the judge that decided Carl Jobs' case in public with his picture and his name and calling him all types of really bad things. that's the level of disconnect there is, right, between these echo chambers. So talking again about Denins and specifically Denins, yeah, she does not have a lawyer. A lawyer would tell her to shut up and just let it go. But they can't do that because they need to speak out to raise more money. So it's one of these double-edged swords. If you don't speak out and make content, you're not going to be able to GoFundMe. And if you do, your case is just going to be a slam dunk. There will be aggravated damages, I'm almost certain, based on their action. Now you got Frogan. Frogan has made a podcast, and the podcast, of course, links to the GoFundMe for her McDonald's eating. So the more I view Frogan, the less I like her. I'm not really so sure who her supporters are, but it's a person who does very little work and it has very little intelligence, and you guys just give her money for what? To eat more? Like I don't understand. Like, what is the obsession? Her political takes are incredibly not nuanced. But anyway, back to Frogan, right? Deleting evidence is a clear sign of hiding a crime, which is going to aggravate. And you might be, oh, she just randomly took out her VODs. No. This is clearly a direct, and she's saying, oh, new podcast video. The more you talk about Ethan Klein, the more he's going to win in court. And that's just how it is. If there was one defamation case that was a clear example of somebody who couldn't shut his mouth, even though his lawyers probably begged him multiple times, it would be Carl Jobs. And you saw the judge's verdict on Carl Jobs. The judge gave him the maximal possible that he believed was reasonable without being appealed, because Carl Jobs had acted and misbehaved in such a rash way. So again, back to Frogan, deleting evidence is clearly a sign that you feel guilty. It is clearly a sign, like, if you didn't do anything wrong, just leave up the VOD, leave up these videos. I don't see the reason that you have to delete them, especially since we all know that Ethan Klein's lawyers, based on the USB, based on the filing, if you read the complaint, there was a large USB that was also handed to the court that probably has all these videos. And the judge, as we know from Carl Jobs' case, they're going to watch all the videos. So there's no doubt in my mind they're going to watch the videos anyway. It is unlikely you deleting the videos and then you still talking about Ethan is in any way helpful. That's why I do not think C also has a lawyer. I don't think any of these three people have lawyered up, because the GoFundMe money has not been raised to conclusion, and therefore, they're not taking this seriously, and this is why they're going to lose. The first thing you need to do is hire a lawyer, not set up a GoFundMe and then decide how to pay for the lawyer based on how much money you raise on your GoFundMe. You need to hire a lawyer right now. Now the GoFundMe can pay for that outstanding lawyer. Here is another Frogan post about Redditors harassing a YouTuber, and this is a repost. Save a fox, and then C taking her own life for online harassment, which is a horrible thing. But C is unclear as to the Redditors, the H-Free Snark, they're harassing Ethan, not her. In fact, the H-Free Snark Redditors love her. I've shown you proof of this before. And then lastly, you have probably the most confused of the bunch, CaseyTron, who has made a video saying that C was so baked she didn't even know, and then I guess Ethan Klein had generated an AI version of her, and that seems to be her defense. Again, a individual with no lawyer making statements in videos where it is clear to me that they do not have lawyers. In fact, I would even go as far to say that if they had a lawyer, they need to quickly get rid of this current lawyer, because they're doing them no favors. This is a very distressing thing it's very, you don't say this emotional stuff and you don't make a video saying, hey, my defense is I'm so baked, I couldn't possibly be in the video reacting. And no, that's not a defense. Being on drugs or alcohol, or it's simply not a defense to, hey, I didn't know what I was doing was illegal because I was baked. Not a great defense, and I do not think any judge is going to really take that too seriously. The other really crazy part about all three of them is it doesn't seem like they have talked to each other. It doesn't seem like they have kind of coordinated. It seems almost like they're competitors trying to get A, Hassan's blessing, and B, maybe Hassan's money, and then C, most importantly, their supporters' money. They share a large amount of the same supporters. How do we know this? Well, the H3 Snark supporters. And this is why I think it's kind of crazy. The H3 Snark, eventually, when they do get sued, or they going to start a GoFundMe, because that's where all the money really should go. That's where the audience was. Before H3 Snark started promoting these individuals, their streams did not nearly have, and this is just proof of statistics and numbers, the number of lives and so on. Ethan Klein's Hassan nuke was probably the best thing that has ever happened to all three of these individuals. And now the mods are going to be sued as well. So right now they need a really good lawyer. Currently they either, in my opinion, do not have a lawyer. I would be shocked if they had a lawyer and the lawyer allowed them to continue to talk. If that is true, then you like Carl Jobs, like I advise Carl Jobs, needs to find a better lawyer. A good lawyer is going to tell you to do things that you may not want to do, but that's why you pay them that amount of money, because they're already experts, and that's why you would listen to them. You wouldn't. Here's Casey Tron saying that I'm so baked that I couldn't possibly be. I don't even remember being on the reaction. Yeah, not a good defense. Any lawyer is going to say, no, we're not going to make that defense, Casey. Please stop. Yeah, Carl Jobs, Billy Mitchell versus Carl Jobs is an example of an individual, Billy Mitchell, who waited, who listened to his lawyer. His lawyer probably told Billy Mitchell, hey, don't say anything until the case is done. Don't say anything until the appeal is over, until, the appeal time has passed. And there is no appeal. Then you got Carl Jobs making videos almost every month, sometimes twice a month, and even during the verdict, after the trial, and after the verdict, he was still making videos critical of Billy Mitchell, and he wonders why he lost. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you want to continue to cover this. Please give this video a like. And if you need a copyright lawyer to help you, let me know. Currently looking for some clients. Bye, guys.